So you want to talk about students who just got out of massage school?
Yes.
And why that specifically?
Because I feel like people who walk into the massage school, they I don't know, what they learn in school is not what the only option to learn in terms of like everything's all heavily like Swedish in sports.
Yeah.
And that's what they go through. But there's a missing chapter or a missing section that, you know, it's almost like it's like blacklisted, you know. Like, I wouldn't say the word blacklisted, but more like it's not encouraged for right now.
Why?
Why? Sometimes I think it's financial things like massage tables, massage cushions, lotions, all that stuff. All those things just add up.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the difference between, what you're saying is, for instance, is they don't want to teach Thai massage in the massage schools because they can't sell massage tables, right?
Well, yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think much like yoga comes from a background where it didn't have heavy marketing. You know, Iyengar in the 1970s didn't wear yoga clothes, you know, made by a company, you know, or whatever. It was like he just wore whatever he had that could allow him to do what he needed to do. But yoga in the United States has become fashionable, and it's become marketable, which means we have yoga mats and yoga bags and yoga clothes and yoga bottles and yoga
accessories.
And the thing is, Thai massage, in my opinion, will do the same thing over time. In 20 to 30 years, it's going to do the same thing. There's going to be Thai mats and Thai pads, and these are your Thai fisherman pants, and these are your, you know, whatever. So I think massage schools, as far as the retail element is concerned, will catch on, but it's just not there quite yet. Mm-hmm. My sense of why Thai massage isn't taught as part of core curriculum is that Swedish and deep tissue made itself known in the marketplace first. And what's happened is, since massage schools wanted to be legitimate and massage therapists wanted to be legitimate, legislation was passed, and the legislation is regulated, of course, state to state, and essentially what the laws are setting up are massage schools that teach Swedish and deep tissue. And the infrastructure in place with testing with the National Certification Board or whatever test you have to pass are set up in a way that deals with Swedish and deep tissue. So I think Western practitioners tend to look at Asian styles of body work as coming from out of left field, so it's not dealt with as much. So anything related to Chinese medicine, shiatsu, Thai massage aren't dealt with because it costs more money. It then takes more time to train the students. You have to have people to teach the students, so it makes the curriculum cost broader. Basically, my understanding of what massage schools are doing in Texas and what they also did in Louisiana, the two states I've worked in, is they give students a bare minimum to pass the exams so that they can get their license and fulfill that obligation, and then that's it. Then the schools offer continuing education courses that hopefully encourage them to go in different directions. But it's my opinion that massage schools aren't in the business of producing the best massage therapists they can. They're in the business of getting massage therapists through and licensed and getting their money. So there's no real vested interest in them producing the best therapists they can, in the same way that the public school system is not trying to produce Rhodes Scholars. They're trying to get the students ready to pass the standardized exams that many teachers complain about just to get through the system. They're not necessarily concerned about the quality or critical thought in the students that they put out.
Okay, okay. So, what was I going to say? For example, in my school, they want to show people different modalities of massage. One of them is shiatsu, and they talk about how their next curriculum they're going to have less and less, and eventually get rid of shiatsu.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the last of the Eastern philosophies or modalities in that school.
Yeah.
And it just, it just startled me. This is I guess the last form of foot massage, or maybe, in other words, maybe the school is afraid of people using their feet. Maybe it's unhygienic.
I don't know. I mean, my sense is that the schools as businesses produce what students are asking for. If every student went into the local massage schools, say here in Austin, Texas, or anywhere in Texas, and they said, we want shiatsu, somebody would step in and fill that gap. But that's not what the students are asking for. They want to go to massage school. So immediately, like when we deal with people in the public, when we deal with anyone, when we say massage, what that means immediately is table, it means no clothes, and it means sheets and drape and cream.
Luxury. Yeah.
And cream, yeah. And yeah, there's a sense of luxury that I think is created from spas, like it's being pampered, that sort of thing. It's not necessarily considered part of people's medical care, even though in Texas it seems fairly common to see massage therapists at a chiropractor's office. But it's all a matter of how the public is dealt with and how the marketing is dealt with. People, in my opinion, just don't know that much else exists, especially in our area, in Central Texas, in Austin. Thai massage is a blip. I mean, it's not even... It doesn't exist. I mean, when I moved here 9, 10 years ago, however long ago, I couldn't work doing Thai massage because nobody knew what it was. Mm-hmm. And nobody wanted me to do anything different because, well, the clients are asking for massage. What is this? I'm like, well, this is better. And they're like, well, what is it? And I'm like, well, why don't you get a session? And so it's like this runaround instead of just letting me do what I know how to do.
So that just brings us to a point. Like, the reason why we're making this video is just to educate people. Like, what is Thai massage, and why, and I guess encourage people just to find different options.
Yeah.
Away from like traditional Swedish sports, or deep tissue, or all that stuff.
There are people outside of what I think of as traditional massage clients, and when I say traditional, what I mean is table work, what we mentioned with the cream and glide, nudity. The people who really like Thai massage, I find, as I get a slow trickle and build to my practice, are people who do yoga, they're people who are athletes, there are people who are dancers, or maybe they're involved in the acro yoga community. Mm-hmm. In addition, I find it's the massage junkies, the person who's had everything, and then they're like, what is this, Thai massage? And there's something different. And if they're open enough to experience a session, then those people are scratching at my door, trying to get in. And even amongst other massage therapists, because I'm teaching Thai massage classes, other massage therapists don't understand the value. When Landon Sykes and I set up the Thai massage open practice, and we hang out there. When I say set it up, I mean that we go and hang out, we get everything ready to have that session that night. Yeah. Landon will look at me and he'll say, where are all the massage therapists? Because a lot of the people who come are from the acro yoga community or the yoga community, and they're coming to like give and receive a little bit of free massage that I help kind of lead. And just help them with if they have questions. And when he asks me, well, where are the massage therapists at? Because he knows that there's innovation going on. Mm-hmm. That compared to what's offered at the various spas in town or offices, that we're doing stuff that's completely
It's revolutionary.
New. Yeah, it's revolutionary. And he's going, where are the massage therapists? And I just look at him and say, in the past. That's where they are. They're living in the past. This is the way, in my opinion, that the market is going to go. And I think within 20 years or so, the Swedish and deep tissue that we talk about, I don't think it's going to go away. It's a very potent tool for specific conditions, but I think that Thai massage is going to be as common as Swedish and deep tissue, without a doubt. Right now, people don't know what it is. But slowly, as you work on people, I work on people, train more people, it's going to grow.
And like, there's also a gray area where we're at this point, because I probably came from more of the acrobatics, the acro yoga community,
Yeah.
and slowly transitioned into massage and the yoga part. So we're all in this gray area, and it's just so hard. Like, you know, like how are we getting licensed? How do we follow the legal system?
So when you say like it's a gray area, are you talking about Thai massage specifically, or the fact that you're combining yoga with acrobatics, with massage, with body work? That's the gray area?
That's the gray area.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hoops to jump around and loops and all that stuff. It just gets scary. I just feel that what I like about being at LMT is that versus the acrobatic world is people are actually accountable for what they do.
Yeah.
And when people basically just have to pour in their hearts and hope for the best. And I don't know, it's really hard to say, because in this gray area, it's hard to make a mistake. Because sometimes, since we're kind of like leading the community to something great, I just don't want it to fail.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because all aspects of like body work, like acrobatics, yoga, they all have their like negative connotations and all that stuff. But if we could bring the best out of all three, then we could change the world. Starting with Austin,
yeah,
and Central Texas.
I think not having a box. So we talk about massage. When people think of massage and it's a table and no clothes and cream and glide and sheets, there's a box for that. And the problem with operating outside of this box is the fact that there's no definable boundaries. But at the same time, that's part of what makes it good. So in my opinion, so when I first met you, you came in as a body, so to speak, for my Thai massage class, because I was trying to network with other people who may be interested in Thai massage. Only to find out, even more so, having worked with you, that the most innovative body work I could find was for people who weren't body workers. The most innovative, revolutionary thing going on in the healing arts that I could find was from people who are college kids, who are hanging people off of their feet and like tractioning their spine, and oh, this feels great, it's fun. And I looked at it and went, like, wow, like they're doing things that other people would charge for, but they're doing it for free and for fun. And I think when it comes to the legal situation, my presumption is that everybody's having a turf war. So chiropractors don't do what physical therapists do, don't do what dentists do, don't do what personal trainers do, what massage therapists or yoga teachers,
and all that stuff.
So the thing is, everybody's staking out turf legally, and the acro yoga community has come along in a different area. So in other words, you don't have to have a license to practice acro yoga.
Well, legally you can't call it acro yoga because
but that's a trademark.
Yes, that's a trademark.
But the thing is, they're not licensed. It's just they don't want to use. It's like a. I don't know. Is it like Kleenex? Is it trademark? Is that copyright?
So you can't use the name, but you can use the techniques.
Yeah, you can use the techniques, but not the name acro yoga. Okay. But the thing is, like, I've had people tell me, for instance, when we talk about boxes, when I talk to people and I said, I can't sell Thai massage because people don't know what it is. They were like, well, have you considered rebranding Thai massage, and like, you know, calling it something. And my joke immediately was like, oh, I'm going to call it yoga-sage. And it's almost, not even almost, it's morally reprehensible to take the body work of the people of Thailand as somebody who's Scot-Irish by ancestry and grew up in South Louisiana. I feel like these people who I have never met in a country far away have gifted this to me. And am I going to take that and culturally appropriate it and then not at least pay them tribute and say, yes, this is Thai massage? Like, I could say, yeah, this is totally new, it's me, I made it. I mean, but we know that's not the case. Yes. There's nothing so innovative about what I've done in teaching Thai massage or using Thai massage that wasn't taught to me by someone else or that I took and used and kind of made my own. But it feels morally irresponsible to claim it as something else. I think that the legal situation over time may change, but I find it difficult to think that people in the acro yoga community would make acro yoga some sort of license that seems a little off somehow.